Hello again, this is Robert Veach here. This is my video review of the Panasonic LUMIX G VARIO lens. This is the 12-60mm f3.5 to 5.6 for mirrorless micro four thirds cameras. It has power optical image stabilization. It's the H-FS12060. It's a USA version and it is in black color. I'm also going to be showing another lens, comparing it to the kit lens, which came with the camera I'm using, which is the GM1. And this is a nice lens also, and this is the LUMIX G VARIO 12-32mm f3.5 to 5.6, and it has an optical image stabilization. This is the H-FS12032 in black. The USA versions are usually silver, but this one is in black. I was lucky enough to get a black one. So I'm going to be comparing both these lenses in this review and showing you some video examples. Now this new Panasonic lens, it came out about 4.5 years ago, and it's a really nice optical size, 12-60mm, with the camera that I'm using, as I mentioned, the GM1, which is a micro four thirds sensor. It just works perfect with. The amount of zoom is just excellent. And the original lens, the stock ones, works really well too, but there's times when you just want to zoom in a little bit more. And then if you notice, just from an optical point of view, you can see that the one on top one is larger optically. The size of the one on top is 58mm, and the one on the bottom here is 37mm across. And just from a light gathering point of view, from the physics of it, you can just see that if you were to calculate it out, it's probably 4 or 5 times the light gathering capability. So this lens is going to gather more light. They both have the same interface on the bottom right here, which is the micro four thirds Panasonic interface on there. So Panasonic says that you can experience significant reduction in size and weight versus the bulky traditional DSLR lens, and that's true with this mirrorless micro four thirds camera lens. The 12-60mm f3.5 to 5.6 range covers an impressive variety of daily shooting situations. It's equivalent to 24 120mm for 35mm camera lens equivalent. Now these new lenses that Panasonic is marketing, they have dust and splash proof resistance body, so that theoretically you shouldn't be seeing dust in this lens even over 15-20 years of use. So if you treat this lens right, it's going to really last a long time. There's image stabilization, and you could hear the mechanism inside there. When it's not powered, it kind of moves a little bit, and it's amazing image stabilization integrated into this power optical image system, OIS, and LUMIX dual IS in-camera compatibility. So you have the lens compensating like this, and then you have your sensor also doing some kind of compensation for micro movements. Now this has fast, accurate focus and silent operation, and it works really well for video capture because of that. Now comparing these two lenses, with the stock lens right here, this lens is a little bit noisier than this lens here, and it makes sense because they had to make it all compact. And look at the distance that the mechanism is away. Here it's about 1 inch away from the microphone of the camera, and here it's about 2 inches away. Because you have to remember that this goes on the camera, and this particular camera has the microphones right there, so it's going to pick up something. Now the mount is really simple, just as you'd expect. You have a little red dot right there, and that goes on the camera, and you go clockwise and lock it in place. Now there is a focus ring on here, and there's not one on this camera, on this lens, and it just rotates, doesn't do anything. It comes with this additional cap on there that locks in place, and that allows you to block some side light in. So that's a nice little add-on feature. You could add lenses to this. It does have threads on there. if you want to add 58mm glass filters on there, I should say. And the zoom is really smooth, and you can see how it extends, but it doesn't extend as much as other lenses, and that's what I like about it. So it doesn't feel awkward in your hand. Now, for a camera like this camera right here, with such a small format, the GM1 is the smallest micro four thirds camera in the world. Came out about 7 years ago, and it's not made anymore. They're hard to get. I was really happy to be able to get one. It's extremely small, so you can see the lens looks large compared to the camera. But for most cameras, it will not look like that. It'll look a normal size. I like the way it looks. It looks pretty neat. And if you use the stock lens, then it doesn't really stand out as much. And that's why stock lens is nice for going on vacations, and you don't even want to bring a lens this size, you know. But this works really well. So I'm going to give some examples of shots taken with both these lenses so you can compare. And then I'm going to have a little short little drama video I did using this lens to show what's great about these lenses and how you can have something in focus and something out of focus in the background, which normal camcorders don't do that well. So here I'm at 60mm, and I'm going to be going from various subjects, close and far, and continuous autofocus is on the camera, and we can see that the lens is going to attempt to focus depending on the subject. And I'll be quiet so you can hear how silent it is. Now I'll zoom in from 12 to 60, see how the autofocus performs. So this is the same test. This is at 32mm with the autofocus continuously on. I'll be quiet so you can hear the lens focusing. Now we'll slowly zoom in. So what's my overall opinion about the Panasonic LUMIX G VARIO lens, the 12 to 60mm, f3.5 to 5.6, and also to the kit lens, the G VARIO 12 to 32mm that I showed. I think these are both excellent products, and of course the GM1 is an excellent camera. All these products really work well in harmony together. They shoot beautiful video, and of course this is the smallest format out there. But this lens is really impressive. It's extremely quiet, extremely smooth mechanism, and it just works really well. It interfaces with the camera perfectly. You have manual focus capability on the camera, or fully automatic continually focusing. So I like both these lenses and this camera. I'm going to give all three of these a full 5-star rating. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you're alerted to new video uploads. And if you like this review, please hit the like button. I hope the information I presented helped you with your buying decisions. Thanks for watching.